From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. On this episode, does your business need help getting started? Just say Y.E.S. A local author and consultant talks setting goals and visions for 2023. And we meet another champion of diversity in our success story.
Grow your business with Wish TV's featured business directory. For less than $200 a month, be one of the limited businesses in 30 different categories, benefiting from one of the top visited websites in Indiana and Indiana's only statewide news station. Space is limited. Contact us today.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
Good morning. Welcome to Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Here we hope to help you answer the question, how do I start my own business? That question then leads to others like, where do I access capital? What's going on this week in business that I should know? How should I handle accounting and bookkeeping? How have other small business owners found success? We take on those questions and more every week here on Business, Equity, and Opportunities. We speak directly to local business owners and educators and other community leaders who've been through the process. They offer timely, accurate advice to help you as you start and develop your business. We tackle every week 7 topics designed to cover all the things that a small business may and will encounter. We're here every Sunday morning at 10 on Wish TV. You can also catch the live stream, wishtv.com. And you can access some of our recent content anytime and share it on demand at BE&OShow.com. While you're there, sign up for our newsletter. We update it every Tuesday. And be sure to check out our podcast, listen and subscribe so you won't miss a minute. So let's get down to business. Here's what's coming up today on Business, Equity, and Opportunity. Does your business need help getting started? Just say Y.E.S. We visit a local nonprofit that has had success funding its programs using Kickstarter. The boss of our online arm returns with a new digital download for the new year. And our top money manager looks at how and when you, as the owner, should treat yourself like an employee. And a local author and consultant talks setting goals and visions for 2023. Our industry focus takes us to Tipton to meet with a custom painter. And we meet another champion of diversity in our success story. First up, it's getting started. If you are starting your own business, you don't have to go it alone. There's help out there.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Getting started.
Shamika Anderson is the Chief Strategy Officer of Y.E.S. Consulting. The firm provides services and advice to new business owners to help them build the framework they'll need to develop a strong foundation for growth.
So I'm a native of Indianapolis, went to public schools my entire life. I started in this business because I was always giving unsolicited advice. Well, it was very solicited, but I was doing it pro bono for friends and family. And one day, a few of my friends said, Shamika, you should really make a business out of this because your advice, it really works and it's helped us. And so about 6 years later, I came up with the idea, the concept, and Y.E.S was born in 2020. A lot of the times when people start businesses, they have this really great idea, but they don't do anything with it. And so part of what Y.E.S does is help you create these steps to achieve your goal. So it's, yes, I want to make $1 million in a month. Every day, what are you going to do to make that $1 million? And even though I do have a small business, I've also managed to work in corporate America, managing enterprise projects. So that has really helped my skill set as well to helping diverse customers, ensuring that all of my clients who have different businesses achieve each of their goals in their own separate rights. One of the first thing that you need to do is develop your business plan and ensure that that is together. If you need help with that, there are individuals like myself who can assist you with that from start to finish. Once you have your business plan, ensure that you have your goals aligned. I like to kind of start them off in 3: administrative, professional development, and marketing. You can fit pretty much anything into those 3 categories. Marketing, it can be anywhere from a website to social media to billboards. Professional development, how is you as a business owner, how are you going to put a spin on your product and sell it, and ensure that when people see you, they see your product and they're going to buy into that idea. And then also administratively, can we record keep, bookkeeping, emails, ensuring that all of your slogans are top notch, everything is running smoothly, so that way when you step outside of your business and you launch it, people will see your business 100% and be ready to buy into the idea. Right now, 100% of my clients are African American startups in different industries. One of my focus areas is every time I have a client, they will have a different market. I have one client, they are a juice business, Juice Remedy, organic cold pressed juices. One client, she manufactures wig hats. Another client is in the health and fitness industry. I have another client in the sports industry for basketball teams, specifically in athletics. And so it is very important for these business owners to be seen, to be heard, and to grow their profits. One of the things I believe that people, when they start a business, they go wrong at is thinking that their idea is too small. It takes nothing to go to the Secretary of State's website and to start your business. And when I say takes nothing, you can literally sit at your computer, create your business idea, go through the entity process, create your business, get your LLC started. That's just the first step. And it's super easy. You can do it from sitting at home on your couch. And then your ideas will flourish. And if you can't let them, or if they won't flourish, hire somebody like me to assist you with that. One of my slogans is that thank you for saying yes, right? And some people say yes to the dress, yes to the proposal, yes to buying the house. But when you say yes to a consultant, that is literally you having someone come in to assist you with your business. It's not, hey, Shamika, I want to do this idea. Don't tell me if it's right or wrong. I literally help you. We walk side by side, hand in hand, so that you can achieve your business goals. And that truly gives me joy when I can see an idea come to life in my clients. They're opening up their store or they're growing their revenue month over month. Those are the things that bring me joy daily. Think of all of the current billionaires and where they started off at. Some people started their now multi-billion-dollar businesses in their garage. They started in their, selling services out of their car, like, mobile makeup businesses or different things like that. Do not get frustrated. It is going to be okay. Take a breath. Realize that what you're doing is going to have payback. It may not be today. It may not be in a year. But if you keep working diligently, daily, all the time, your business will be very successful. I promise you.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities. I'm Scott Sander, running your business day to day, and through the year is an important goal. Once you reach that new year, time to decide what you want to achieve in it.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities, running your business day to day.
Andrea Butcher is an author, a podcast host, and the CEO of HRD, a leadership development company. She knows the power of the pivot.
Well, leadership is influence. When a drop of water hits a still pond, it ripples out. And every single one of us are creating those ripples every day. And I don't often think people recognize the impact that they have. I mean, a lot of people don't recognize even that they are a leader, but we're all making waves. And it's important to realize that, you know what, you can shape those based on your choices and your behaviors. And I've always felt such a call and a desire to help people leverage their own power, their own goodness. We often get stuck in the muck, and when starting a business or any venture, there's passion, there's enthusiasm, and as we get going, stuff pops up that we hadn't anticipated, challenges emerge, and often in the challenge, we can lose sight of our why. And so in the moment, having the discipline to pause and to go back to, like, why did I get started? What are my values? Why am I doing this? That's going to give you the strength to keep going and to persevere through the challenge. I highlight in the book a lot is leveraging the people around you. It can also be a lonely place to be an entrepreneur, to be a leader in a business. And we often feel like, oh my gosh, I'm in this alone, or nobody gets me. Well, reach out, connect with your tribe, connect with the other people in your business, or even family members, friends that know and get you. And just having somebody to have as a thought partner to talk through it with is naturally going to give you strength. So much of the time we're just reacting to what comes at us, but we're actually shaping our lives all the time based on how we think about our lives. I love this time of the year because it's new year. It's naturally like goal setting, resolution setting time. But by January 15th, 92% of New Year's goals fail because we go into the new year setting goals from a place of lack or I don't like this, so I'm going to set a goal. So I always encourage leaders, go out long term, out where obstacles no longer exist, to a place where you can dream and imagine the possibilities. That's going to help you get on a roll to set your goals for this year from that bigger picture place. Like, that's what fires me up, is reminding leaders of the power that they have within them to shape their lives. You know, one of my favorite quotes is the best way to predict the future is to create it. Like, what do you want? What lights you up? What's important to you? Name that and stay focused on that. Life has a way of lining up in relation to that when we have the courage to name it. I think it's all about diversity. Again, none of us are as smart as all of us. We need each other. And so, you know, as a business leader, I know the things that I'm gifted with. I know there are a lot of things I'm not going to bring to the business. I mean, I have a VP of operations that has a detail orientation and a way of leading through problems. I'm never going to think about things the way she does. And so I need that diversity of thought and that perspective. I mean, I can't imagine a business where I don't have that, because I'm just not going to be able to be all things to my business. I need different perspectives, different backgrounds, different experiences to best serve the people that we work with. You know, I was really fortunate a few years ago to be placed on the board of directors for the Indiana Chamber of Commerce. As a small business, I'm there in the room with CEOs from huge organizations and institutions across Indiana. But I have found it to be so welcoming. For the staff that you just said, I mean, there are so many small businesses here. It is such a relational community. The resources, the encouragement around business and business leadership is huge in Indiana. After graduate school, I graduated from Indiana State and stayed and got a master's degree. And then I moved to Chicago for a few years. Loved my time in Chicago. But I found it to be very different from a business perspective, not nearly as collaborative or supportive as Indianapolis. I'm so grateful to be here in our state. I'm so excited about 2023. This is a time of growth for us. We are a leadership development business, and so we come alongside our clients, helping to build leadership capability within their organizations. And there has never been a better time to do the work that we do, just because of what's happening in the world. You know, the workforce demands a different set of expectations today than they did when I joined the workforce. I used to have to work really hard to make the case for leadership development. I can't remember the last time I did that. Businesses recognize it's just the right thing to do. And so I'm looking forward to continued growth, continued service of the organizations that we're working for. You know, there's not a problem in a business that you can't find a leadership challenge at the root of. And so by building leadership capability, I know that we're strengthening the organizations we serve.
Each week on Business Equity and Opportunities, we share a success story from one of our contributors, hoping to inspire you to follow your dreams. This week, we salute another recipient of high honors from Indiana Minority Business Magazine.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities Success Story.
The Mindtrust was founded in 2006. The organization believes that children, no matter their background or circumstances, can excel under the right conditions. Brandon Brown is CEO of the Mindtrust, a Champion of Diversity winner, soon to be honored with the Lifetime Education Advocate Award.
So I was originally born just south of Indianapolis. Grew up in a middle-class family, and really had access to some high-quality schools when growing up. And when I went off to college and started learning about the inequities within our K-12 education system, my eyes were really wide open to many of the existing disparities that we have across the country. And I realized that the schools and the community that I grew up in had the resources to provide a really, first-class education for me and my family. But the reality is that there are millions of students, primarily students of color across our country, who don't have that same access. and I became convicted to really work to do something about it during my career. At first, I chose to be a teacher. So I taught 9th and 10th grade English in St. Louis. And that experience was the most transformative experience of my life. I met so many students that were brilliant and had every ability in the world, but the reality is that the opportunities that were provided for them were not equitable. And I saw my students continue to persevere and continue to accomplish really good things in spite of incredible obstacles. And I also realized that I had these 4 walls in my classroom, and while we could make a lot of progress during the 90 minutes that I had my students every day, the reality is that they would leave that classroom and go out to a world that was incredibly inequitable. And I realized that to create a K-12 education system that works for all kids, we needed to take a system-level approach, right? And we couldn't just focus on what's happening in one classroom, but really needed to understand what are the barriers within the system. So then, I'm very impatient. So I eventually left the classroom, moved back home to Indy, and have spent the last 12 years working at a system level to make sure that we're getting access to more students and more kids in our community have access to great schools. So the Mindtrust was founded in 2006 with the mission to work towards a day where all students in our community have access to a great school. Since 2006, we've raised over $200 million to support the growth of a high-quality education system for all Indianapolis students. So in our early days, we were focused on recruiting talent and supporting talented entrepreneurs to launch new organizations within Indianapolis. So since 2006, we've supported the launch of 15 new nonprofit organizations that are serving kids locally and across the country. And we've also, really since 2015, supported the launch of well over 40 schools that are serving thousands of kids in our community. And multiple studies have now shown that new charter and innovation schools launched with support of the Mindtrust are leading their students to tremendous academic gains. So from the beginning, our mission has been consistent. We need to provide all students, regardless of race or income or zip code, with access to a great school. And we feel like we've made tremendous progress since 2006, working towards that mission. We believe at the Mindtrust that the education system wasn't set up to effectively serve all students. And that primarily means that many of our students of color don't have access to the opportunities that they deserve. So at the Mindtrust, we believe in racial equity at our core. So everything we do has to be focused on providing equitable opportunities to all of our students. So when we think about the importance of diversity, we don't just talk about it at the Mindtrust, but we live it out. We make clear commitments. We hold ourselves accountable to making progress towards those commitments. And the reality is that for Indianapolis to be a city that reaches our full potential, we have to maximize the potential of all of our residents. And for too long in cities across the country, the education system has not been an engine of real opportunity, but it's been a real challenge for many historically marginalized students to overcome the obstacles that they have to face every single day. So we are extremely proud to receive this honor, and we do think it is a reflection of the hard work that folks across the entire organization have done now for well over 15 years to really work towards a day where all kids, regardless of race or income, have access to a great school. We also know that while there's been tremendous progress, we have a long way to go. We are nowhere near where we need to be, and we are nowhere near the point where all students in our community have access to a great education. So while we're extremely humbled and excited about this honor, we can't rest on our laurels, and we need to continue to make sure that we're pushing every day to truly realize our mission. We hear from employers all the time that workforce challenges have never been more robust, that we don't have enough skilled workers within our community to meet the demand for many of our growing and emerging industries. So the K-12 system has to be responsive to a 21st century economy. And the reality is that the K-12 system looks an awful like what it did 100 years ago, and the year is 2023. So we have to make sure that we continue to innovate and that we continue to build a quality education system that not only prepares students for life, but prepares them for middle-class, high-wage jobs of the 21st century. And we hear from employers constantly that right now the education system is not doing that enough. So one of the things that we need to do as a community is break down the silos between the K-12 system, higher ed, and workforce, and really figure out how can all three of those sectors work together to ensure maximum success for students and to ensure that our economy continues to grow. I've been out of the classroom for over a decade, but I still have pictures of many of my students in my office. And the pictures are strategically placed on a wall where when I'm in a meeting with an adult, that might be a frustrating meeting, I'm able to shift my eyes over a little bit and I'm able to look into the eyes of my students. And many of the students on the wall in my office have amazing success stories, right? Have overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. Some of the students who I look at consistently in my office have not been able to achieve those same successes. So it's the success stories, but then also the stories where we didn't get that same result that continue to motivate me. And I know that a lot of our team members at the Mindtrust have those same stories. Many folks here were longtime educators and can really picture the faces of kids that they've been able to support throughout their career. And the successes and challenges motivate me, and I think motivate the organization as a whole.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, BEOshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunities show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at beoshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.